And this meeting will be recorded, just to let you know. Okay, and I will be introducing the organizers. I will be introducing myself. They can speak for themselves. My name is Tosi. I work with Customizo, based in Canada. I work out of Nigeria, still based in Nigeria. Okay, I would let Emeka and Michael introduce themselves.
Okay, I'll go next. Just give me a second here. I'm trying to get my audio sorted. So am I very clear to see?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Emeka Chiazo. My journey to ServiceNow is is a very funny one, but I somehow after COVID in 2022 found myself in the Next Gen program through a Twitter space that was held, and it was through the Next Gen program I met Lucy and Michael. So I'm currently in Glasgow, in Scotland, working remote for a ServiceNow partner as well. I still have something else I do, but still on a contractual basis. And for today, we're going to be sharing how our journey has been, and then we'll get a lot to catch up as the conversation progresses. So, Michael,
okay. Michael?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Michael Izichukwu. Should I say, yeah, I'm happy to be one of the organizers. My journey in ServiceNow started just as start of Emeka has mentioned, because we're all in the same next gen cohort. We started 2020. I started 2022 anyway. And I'm actually a civil engineer and a project manager. That's my background. I've been doing that for 10 years now and running. So currently I'm on contractual basis with Customizo. And yeah, so I guess that and some other personal trainings and all, and some other contracts I've been into, in and out. So that's the brief of my ServiceNow journey so far. And yes, this is not my final form. And of course, we are growing and I'm still developing myself on that. Thank you.
Good deal.
Thank you. So we also have a few people here that I would like to recognize. We have Danielle here, we have Dre here, we have some people from the Customizo team here, we have Atuya here. Thank you all for coming. And I hope, we have a great session here. And also to our speakers, Pemi and Naimeka, thank you both for coming. And now we will go to the, not to take much of our time, we will go to the first session of the day, which will be held by Naimeka. So my mic now. All right.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. I trust you can hear me okay, or rather, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Yes. My name is Nemeka. So I'm a technologist. I actually am the managing consultant for Lucky Way Global Consulting. So I am currently a ServiceNow Rising Star. I've been in the ecosystem for quite a bit now. So I have over 10 years within ServiceNow space. So in technology, 13, and then over 20 just working generally. So I'm certified project manager, certified agile practitioner. I have a ton of certifications within ServiceNow. So evangelizing best practice from ITSM, from HR, customer service, and then GenAI, all the whole good stuff. So predictive intelligence, tax intelligence, you name it. But it's not really all about me. The whole idea is the journey, right? To come here and co-share and learn with others, to try to drive the needle further. So I do have a slide. Hello?
Hi. Okay, yes, I can stop sharing. Sure.
Okay. Just
thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Just 1 second here, and then It says you disabled the sharing of the screen. So
Okay, let me allow that. Sorry. Can you share now?
yeah, I'll try to. Okay, yeah. All right, did
All right.
entire screen. Okay. All right, good. All right. Give me 1 second. So, um, so today we're going to be talking about how to get started in ServiceNow. Um, Pretty much everyone has a clear idea for ServiceNow, what to expect. ServiceNow is a software solution. It's all cloud-based. They did start out as an ITSM provider, which is where the core of ServiceNow began. But right now they've actually evolved and continue to do so. So this is talking about how we can get into the ServiceNow space, what you should be able to do to get there. I like to start with um, a couple of quotes. One by Nelson Mandela. Um, he lets us know that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world, and that's very true. The more we know stuff, we can really apply it to our person and then to what we do, and then we are able to engage and evolve and be able to share. Richard Blunson also, I am a firm believer, so that business opportunities are like buses. There's always a new one coming. So don't say, I missed this opportunity the last time, that because of that, you are not able to get a better deal next time. No, there will always be a new opportunity. So know that. Um, for you to get into ServiceNow, you have to have a strategy. It's very important for you to have a strategy. So you have to have a, a goal. Um, this would actually serve as your guidepost or rule book where you reference. And then as you get more information, you would be able to modify that. So it's not set in stone. You would always be able to modify that as your interests change or as you get new knowledge, you'll be able to do that. Then you're able to understand that you're needed to take ownership, um, because you would find out that there's a lot of pathways that you can follow while you actually get into the ServiceNow space. Just like software development, it's a team sport. There's always different roles that are needed or different skill set for you to actually build off of and deliver value there. You're going to look at building the technical skill set as well as your soft skill set or people skills, because that's the only thing that will keep you handy within that space. And then you get you or apply yourself within projects or align yourself to projects that will actually feed that passion for you to get there. And then you have to open yourself to lifelong learning. You have to open yourself to lifelong learning. That's the formula there. So starting with the strategy. Remember, if you fail to plan, you have already planned to fail. So one, you have to set smart goals. So you have to be specific. I want to transition into ServiceNow. I want to do that within the next 90 days, or I want to do that within the next one month, or I want to do that. You have to be specific for the time you want to use to achieve this. I want to be specific to getting into the ServiceNow ITSM. So now I'm being specific for the area I want, based on maybe I am coming out from IT projects, or I am coming out from a background of an engineering background, or maybe I'm in marketing. So I want to be more of the analyst track, or I am an architect. I want to look at the architect track. So there are different areas within there that you can actually fall into. Then you're going to look at how you're able to measure it. So I'm going to say, okay, within this my timeline, am I able to com- complete the required training, or am I able to look at the the value that I'm able to provide maybe into my team? Or so you have to use these smart goals to be able to um, put yourself or your plans together, so that you can actually get in there. The next port of call is the career pathways. There are different careers that you can look at within ServiceNow. There are different career paths that you can look at within ServiceNow. We do have the system administrators career path that you can actually look at. So you can look at the application developer, um, which you can look at. You can look at the process consultant. There's support specialists, there's implementers, there are project managers. But all of these, remember, all of these are part of Scrum teams or Scrum organization. And then there's a lot of offerings by ServiceNow for on-demand training. So the on-demand training, they cost some fees, so about $500. If you do want the instructor-led, where you can either have the ServiceNow practitioners come take it, or you have a partner, in-house partner, certified instructor come take it, or others in offering is about 2,400 for some of these courses. Well, all of these should tie to your, like we talked about, setting up your strategy. All of these should tie to your strengths. So you need to play to your strengths. So your area of interest, because your areas of interest will drive your staying power or your abilities, and then enable you to be able to do well within any of the career paths or journey that you choose. ServiceNow offers the Kickstart program, or what we call the Rise Up program, which you should go take a look at. It's very helpful for you to actually start there, because that way you would now, based on a couple of questions that you would have, you'll be able to tailor you to the courses that will feed that interest. So you're able to look at getting on any of those journey tracks or pathways, and then you can now decide on being an associate, or you be a professional in it, or you get up onto the expert, so you can get to any of the different skill set or skill levels, if you will. The next one is welcome to ServiceNow. It's a very comprehensive course. It's on offer on Now Learning, the ServiceNow Learning program, which would provide you with a comprehensive overview of the platform, the different capabilities within it. And then at the end of this, they do provide you with a simulation. And then upon completion of that, you get micro certification as well as badges, which would actually fuel your passion and enthusiasm for this particular tool, the ServiceNow tool. There is a lot of on-demand courses that we talked about initially. So if you decide to take the administrator course, for example, or the administrator track, there's an admin fundamentals on-demand course that you can go to ServiceNow and take a look at it, and then use that to begin to dig deep within that admin track. There is also the app dev. So if you're looking at the application developer track, you can look at the application developer on-demand course. It will provide you with a comprehensive overview of what a day in the life of, or what an application developer does, right? So that you can actually continue to fuel that. It will give you recommendations that will help you. There is also um, the on-demand courses for implementers. There's quite a number of them that are out there that will help you based on the different application areas, because ServiceNow has a suite of applications, from IT services to IT operations, to HR service, to field service, to governance, risk, and compliance. There's a host of applications or suites of applications that are there. So there are a lot of implementations that you can do or choose to go by. For any of the tracks you choose, it's very important for you to look at the platform implementation on demand so that you get a comprehensive understanding of what the platform offers. A host of a host of them are there that will actually help you to get a firm grasp of this platform, because the platform is continuing to evolve. There are always going to be a great deal of engineering tasks and engineering work that will get into it. The next one that is very important for you to understand is the ServiceNow implementation methodology, and which is just a framework for how to deliver. There's a ton of frameworks that are out there. We talked about strategy. There are different strategies to help you to deliver this project there. So if you go in there, um, it talks about how is value delivered. So just like we have the ITIL framework, ServiceNow is built understanding the service delivery model. So ITIL framework is there, it's one of them. But ServiceNow now has theirs, which is actually a blend using envisioning value. We talked of the strategy that comes in, then talk about the creation. So talking about the execution phase of 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 the delivery process. Then you talk about validating the value. So you're measuring to confirm that value has actually been realized and delivered to the customer. Then you talk about evangelizing that championing that value proposition that has been delivered. So that's the ServiceNow implementation methodology. All of this is available to you, each one of you, right? If you can go in, dig deep within customer success, it's actually there, the Now Create methodology, for you to go take a look at success packs that you can actually deploy to deliver on any project. um, Not just the success packs themselves for the whole project. Depending on your role, you can tailor it to it. You can also see also the assets themselves to help, whether it's for checklist items, for kickoff templates, for um, starter stories or sample stories to get started with. So the whole, it's a comprehensive library of resources to help you succeed. So ServiceNow has curated this and provided it, tailoring it based on your role, and you can use it to deliver value to any customer on any project. One thing to succeed within the ServiceNow space is for you to um, build a healthy mix of technical skill set as well as your soft or power skills. You can enroll on the ServiceNow Now Learning programs um, for for a fee. You can be able to get mainline certifications, which is the ServiceNow certifications that actually validate your competency and then are in high demand within the ServiceNow ecosystem. You can also get the micro sets to show niche areas that are helpful to you as well. Um, a lot of the on-demand skill sets, like we talked about, your tailoring to the journey. So data analysis, so that's your business process analysis there. Then the project management is one of them. So take a look. So technical project management, you can see within that ServiceNow journeys. Another one is the user experience or user interface designers. So you're going to have those also as part of the team to understand the interfaces and how all of that is done. So if you take a look, Gen AI is there, the market it came buzz. It's been actually coming from when predictive intelligence started all the way in 2018, all the way now until when 2022, when the AI craze came in full force with the open AI thing. But understand that there would always be an evolution, but we need to be keeping up with it within even the ServiceNow ecosystem to look at what you can have on offer. Um, Also, these are some of your people skills. It's important for you to actually build off of that. So whether your communication, uh, teamwork, problem solving, there's a host of them, right? And then you should be resourceful. Understand that you mustn't have a leadership title for you to be a leader. Take ownership of things, right? Be emotionally intelligent about stuff. You have to have a healthy mix of both your soft skills and your technical skill set. Um, so technical skill sets like programming, ServiceNow is built using mainly JavaScript. Um, Understand that you can look at the basic, whether it's client scripts, UI policies, the server script, so like business rules, data policies, UI actions, script includes. You can go take a look and then learn some of them. There's a host of courses that would help you. Um, and then this would be channeled towards whatever career journey you choose within that ServiceNow space to help you. Some of the benefits of your career in ServiceNow is your flexibility, like your working hours, and then your working conditions as well. You could have a remote option, or you could have hybrid if you still want to come into the office. You do have the work-life balance. So imagine if you're remote, you have more time now at work, so you can or more time at home, so maybe to be able to use that time maybe to um, continue either your career or professional development, or to use that time to do more exercise, or to use that time with family. So you should be able to have a good blend. So it's also good for positive work culture. Your companies would do that, like for example, internships or apprenticeships, or giving back to the community. There's a lot of good things that you can get from doing that. Another one is you would have the opportunity to work with diverse industries, work with very smart people, work on very creative or novel projects, some of which are helpful. Um, ServiceNow and Pearson did an impact for the skills required. So there's going to be a lot of demand for technologists. There would be a lot of demand for technologists. In the US alone, there will be a need for over 1 million, 1.76 million specifically for IT jobs. So even though that AI is going to come in there, understand that our people skills, that human ingenuity is very important. So you would need to continue to create that. You would need to continue to develop that skill set, right? Your people skills, your power skills. So creative thinking, so emotional intelligence, leadership, communication. You're going to have to continue to do that. Those skills cannot be taken away from you, and then you would always need to be the ones to look there to pretty much be the validation. Remember, trust but verified, to be looking at what you need to expect within within the AI or automation space. um, ServiceNow offers a course, Introduction to Generative AI, and they have a lot of offerings on the Now Assist or Now Intelligence capability. So it's very important for you to go in there and then start to look at that. Uh, it will actually, you know, fuel your passion into that AI to understand what's coming, and then kind of like be best prepared for what's next. So um, to round up, it's it's helpful to get you a personal development instance, which is a ServiceNow sandbox, for which you should be able to get hands-on on a lot of projects or products within the ServiceNow space. Use it in your PDI, download it from the ServiceNow assets on that Now Create, whether it's the projects themselves or the assets like the starter stories, so that you can actually work on them as your own implementations or your own projects, to get a full hands-on of the platform and what it's capable of doing. Get connected with experts and mentors, so they can actually guide you through your journey. So there's a lot of mentorship that are out there that will help you, whether it's ServiceNow mainline certifications or micro certifications. Don't let up. There's a host of micro. I remember at one time I had all the micro sets on. They had 15 of them, but there are quite a number they've added to. Go get them. The mainline certification tailored to your role. Go get those as well. It's very important. You validate your the value that you have, and then you're able to get noticed within the community, and then you're able to actually get new opportunities within there too as well. Gain experience, contribute. So you would hear things like hackathons, go for them. Oktoberfest, whatever it is, you volunteer your experience and then get on projects, whether um, internships or apprenticeships as they offered. I remember there was a time ServiceNow offered that back in the day, but now the partners have taken charge of that. They do have internships, if you will. Some of them they also have the apprenticeships that they offer, and then contractual engagements too. So there's quite a bit in the ecosystem. And then you can look at a day in the life of whatever role that you're looking for or your desired role. Go preview. So come to like career day sessions and see how, maybe if you're looking at technical recruiting, come and look at a career day first and see what the technical recruiters for that role look at. Or maybe you're looking at as a scrum master, maybe you can look at a day in the life of a scrum master. What do they do? Or you can look at maybe a technical trainer. You come and see the training session, see how the training or the organizer, what they do behind the scenes to make all of that happen. There's you have to always open yourself to continuous and continual learning. Learning never stops. There will always be a new information that you can see to apply. It might not be immediate, but you remember that the brain is a powerful weapon or powerful tool. You can recollect things as much as way back from your kindergarten, if you will, or or high school or college. You might not have needed it right immediately off the bat, but you are able to pull it when you need to, and then utilize that to provide value. When the time arises or the need arises, and then you will always be in the know. Keep yourself informed. So subscribe to the blogs, newsletters, as well as attend seminars and workshops. ServiceNow has a ServiceNow conference and the World Forum. There's a lot of knowledge to be shared, to connect with the experts in there, to get you ahead, basically. I think yeah, the other one is the Next Gen program. It's open. It's a 10-week program by ServiceNow. I know it's something that you can always look at, and then the partners as well. I think the other ones are resources that are out there. There's a host of them, from ServiceNow documentation. The other one is the learning plan. So if you don't have that fee to pay, for the Now Learning one, you can go to the learning plans. These are free now. These ones you're able to use your personal development instance to do the work. So if you do not want to pay, the one for free is the learning plans. The learning plans is free, where you can use your personal instance, the PDIs, to actually do the tasks. So for example, there's a track for citizen development, there's a track for new to ServiceNow, there's a track for ServiceNow administrator, as well as ServiceNow application developers. There are tracks there. So if you choose to go that route, there's community. So nobody does things in isolation. Go in there. ServiceNow community is available to you. Get registered. Build your expertise. Ask questions, especially when you need help on projects, as well as share your expertise and look at the questions that they do have, and then go ahead and answer some of those questions there, and then continue to build or grow your expertise. ServiceNow blogs is there. There's a great one, Breakpoint, by the ServiceNow advocate group. So there's also the SNOG user group that you can be a part of or join. Dev meetups like this one's hosted by Tosin and Emeka and Michael. So there's a lot of meetups in different geographies. Join them. Special interest groups, Tech Now. There's also belonging groups. So there's a lot of ways you can give back or get plugged in. So whether it's CreatorCon, hackathons, like we talked about, then there's the podcast. ServiceNow has a host of podcasts. So the whether it's breakpoints is just the one. There's federal podcasts. So if you're working in the public sector, there's that space too. So there's a host of ways that you can do wonderful things within that space. So there's also a library of the different programming code snippets. So your code snippets that can help you, whether you're looking for the command line, you're looking for building components. There's a library of that too, so to help you. So there's also the guides too as well, platform guides that can also help you within your projects, within the ServiceNow space. So ServiceNow has provided you with enough capacity to be able to, be successful. And then building on some of that skill set, ServiceNow has on offer Learn JavaScript series by the one and only Chuck Tomasi. El Duque, also part of that advocate group, also improved on that, added some other extras. You can go in there and look at it because it's plain old JavaScript. So go in there, take a look at it. There's also W3 School that offers that too if you want to learn too. And then Code Academy or Code Academy, if you will. They do have a JavaScript introductory course. Go take a look. Understanding most of ServiceNow is built over that. But yes, the portal, there's Angular a little bit, there's CSS, there's HTML, there are different other components. But ServiceNow has provided resources to help you to get you started, right? To get you started. And with that, we've come to the end of my session. So this is my humble self. I remain Nemeka. That's my contact details, and I yield the floor back to Tosin. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Naimeka. That was great. And I hope you have your questions ready at the end of the sessions. Thank you. There was so much, resources. I mean, you can see how much ServiceNow is working to make sure that you have everything you need in the ecosystem to help you build. So to the next session, which would be myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Tosi Dada, like you all know. Some of you know. So I will be talking about my journey from the Next Gen program to being, working at a ServiceNow partner. So I took the Next Gen program that was in 2022. Actually, it's a funny story. So before that, my childhood friend, he's on this call. Very exciting. I was like looking for technology, and he was like, "Have you tried ServiceNow?" I'm like, "What is that?" And then he sent me a link to that course, the Welcome to ServiceNow course, and it took me quite some time to actually figure it out because when you get that form, we have this UI button. Sorry, some people don't know what that is, but you get to understand. And I couldn't see the save. And the simulator said I had to get a hang of it. So anytime it would ask me, "Are you done with that course?" I'm like, "No." And it's wondering, what is going on with you, this girl? Why are you so slow? I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I can't say that I won't teach you. You have to find your way out. So one day I sat down, I'm like, you know what? Let me just keep clicking. And I was clicking around, right, clicking. And I found, the context menu. I'm like, don't tell me I could save here time. And then, it told me, okay, register for the Next Gen program. And, I wasn't even thinking I was going to get a seat. And I got a seat. And I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. And, the first 2 weeks, it was always like, oh, this thing is looking easy. And then you get to the part where they're scripting. And I'm like, no, I didn't sign up for this. And then, at a point, we started going on. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. It's a lot of low code. I mean, you still get a hang of it, started using the other resources. And you'll be like, you need to make sure you're studying for that. And I would go for that and read and study about service now just to make sure I had platform knowledge. And at the end of the program, I had gained a lot. I had gained a lot of friends. Some of them are here, Emeka, Zamta, Michael, Boston. I had gained a lot of friends, and I had gotten into the mentorship that they offered us, and I got connected with my mentor, an amazing woman, Georgie. And I was looking for my next step. So within that, I was like, okay, now you know a little bit about ServiceNow. You don't know all because you just done 10 weeks. So what is the next thing? And then for somebody who you're coming from a place where, you should expect yourself, okay, let me find a normal service now, top job. And then you don't have the experience. So one day, I approached a few people, and then I sent Rasha Mercy an email, and she's like, you know what? Let's speak. And the first meeting she wasn't available. I'm like, okay, no problem. And then the next meeting, we talked, and she's like, okay, we have something like an internship. You could join us. And that was like, that was what I want to say, is that sometimes you have to take a certain step, even if it's not what you're expecting, but it might be that step that will take you where you're going. Because, a lot of people are not willing to take chances because, talk about Nigeria, they're always like, okay, data and all those things. And, that was kind of me getting into the internship. And from there, making sure I was putting my best foot forward and, making myself valuable. And, now I run our internship program, which we do for, and there are a lot of Nigerians here now. And over the few while I've been in ServiceNow, I would say it's been an amazing experience. I've gained a lot. I've gained people, I've gained, family, I've gained friends. I mean, mentors. And I think it's just one of, how would I say, most times when you find a technology, where to find one where you feel like it's homely, like there's a community. I have people like Atuya here, he's amazing, and he's teaching people, and they're giving back freely, and they're making you all, it just feels like you find yourself in a technology that you're going to go places with. And I know there are a lot of people who are probably in Nigeria too, but I mean, it's not that easy. But I know that if I could do it, every other person can also do it. It's not like nobody's special when it comes to ServiceNow. It's just someone who takes a chance on you, and don't stop reaching out, which is one of the things I always tell people, like, don't stop reaching out. It doesn't have to be that they're going to give you a job right on the spot, but keeping in touch, letting them know, okay, you really want to be in this space has really helped me, because, I've met some people, awesome people, a lot of them are on this call, there's Daniel, there's everyone here. And, it's kind of amazing how everyone could, just be willing to give you information. They're willing to teach you. I mean, there was a time during my internship and I had this issue. I was given this lab and I couldn't figure it out. And I had reached out to somebody on LinkedIn. His name was Aziz. And I said, okay, I know you're a ServiceNow developer. You have, experience. And I have this issue with a flow that I'm supposed to work on. I mean, it took out 1 hour of his time to actually teach me. And I was kind of blown away, like, okay, you have people who are always willing to help you. I mean, it's an amazing ecosystem. So I won't want to bore so much with my talk, because I just wanted to say a few things before we move on to the next speaker. And I hope you all learn from that. Okay, so I'll be moving on to our next speaker, who's the person of Tammy Ferami. Hi, Tammy. Is he here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi,
Sorry.
Tammy.
Just getting distracted with all that things, but oh, all right. Yep. My name is Temitope Fermi. Go by Temi because it's easier for people to pronounce it, but of course, for those in Nigeria, can easily call me Tope or Temitope, that's fine. So I'm a ServiceNow certified technical architect. I really don't like to talk much about my certifications and all of that. Not to intimidate anybody. It's just, I mean, it's good to have it. It speaks for you, but anybody can do it. Anybody can get it done. So I'm also an ITIL master. ITIL is one of the things that is very recommended for everybody to do, especially if you're trying to go into ServiceNow ecosystem. So apart from that, I have like maybe 8 or 9 ServiceNow CI certifications. I'm also a ProSci certified. So I have a couple of certifications like that. So that's a little bit about me. So my journey, the way I started ServiceNow is it's a little bit funny. but basically I'm just trying to keep it very short. I have a friend that is also he's an architect right now. He's the one that was trying to learn service now, and basically I was watching videos on YouTube and I just laugh at him like, which video are you watching? Guy, go and sit down. Then I think after a while, I just realized that this guy just kept on watching this video and is really determined. So I'm like, okay, I know your brother that might know someone that is doing service now. They can walk him through, right? So I took him to his house, then introduced me to brother. He's on this call. I'll address him as my mentor. He should be the one talking on me, but I guess he won't want to talk, so I'll do the talking for him. So he called him. Then basically when I called him, I was like, okay, I'm gonna call you guys within the next few hours, and I really appreciate him. After I think after 2 hours, he called, he jumped on a Zoom call, and he literally walked us through everything that we need to do. And the thing I'm gonna tell you is that it's not an easy journey. It's not straightforward. But one thing I can guarantee you is that it's worth the journey. It's all about personal determination. It also depends on your goals. What are you looking for, right? So if you're looking to make money, you're looking to build your career, it's up to you. But ServiceNow is so broad and there's something for everybody to do, right? So for those in Nigeria for trying to get into the ServiceNow ecosystem, I know Inemik have mentioned a lot of things. But basically the first advice is try to have your own PDI. PDI, I don't know if Tosin will be sharing the link later on for you to have. Just try to open your own PDI. And I know you have 1 million questions on you
Yeah.
don't understand, this is frustrating. So I started learning with the PDI now learning where I'm not even the now learning, the PDI where I have to do a self-study. I don't watch any video, I have to read out to figure it out. And I could tell you that there are times where I couldn't figure some things out for 2 weeks. But I would advise that once you're stuck, just move on. Don't get discouraged and don't just abandon it. Just move on to other things. Come back to that thing. And when I started working, I remember my manager he told me that when you're trying to figure out something and you don't understand, it's always good for you to leave that thing and come back, like go do something else. Maybe go watch soccer, go to the gym, go and swim, just do something. Because your brain is taking that one particular pattern at that point in time. So you literally have to go back so you can come back to fresh, right? So once you have a PDI, I think the next thing you want to do is try to have your now curate. So now curate is basically where you have access to ServiceNow trainings. Some of them are paid, but I think for a start, there are a couple that is free that you can really enjoy. So that's the next thing that should be your best friend. And then those are the things that I stopped working just to focus on service. I learned it for 3 months. And my schedule was literally I think I wake up 4 a.m. I pray to like 4:30, then I read all the way from 4:30 to 8. I have breakfast, then I read again to like 11, 12. I go to the gym, I eat, I come back to study again. So that was literally my pattern for 3 months. I didn't go to any party, I didn't go on any vacation. And it was like, man, this thing gotta work. And literally it was all because I decided that, well, I don't want to do what I was doing then, right? It's like independent job where I have to drive around, it's not consistent. I'm like, I want something more stable, something more dependable, something I can build a career on, and that's basically how I got into service now. But the truth is there are a lot of opportunities. ServiceNow is growing. You can really have something for yourself, but it's all about determination. It's all about you being disciplined and telling yourself, like, you know what, no matter what, I'm gonna give you what it takes, right? So that's basically that. Any questions so far? Sorry. I want to wait till the Q&A section.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, if I were to ask a question. Okay, somebody has a question. Who is speaking? Sorry, I can't see who that is. I think we have somebody trying to speak.
Go for it.
Jose, can you take the questions from the chat bot first?
Okay, yeah. So we can keep that to the carry. I'll go ahead
Okay.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have some questions in the chat. Hold
Okay.
on. So somebody asked that are there jobs for Nigerians in ServiceNow? I think Michael answered that. And then the next question was, can you recommend any resources or communities where we can get ServiceNow job opportunities for someone who is currently in Nigeria?
Yeah, so definitely well, after this call I'll be discussing with Tosin to see how we can get all the links on the PDI, the Now Learning, Now Create, all those good stuff on ServiceNow. We should be sharing that with you, right? So can you get a job? Of course, there are more opportunities, and we're literally talking about it before we started the call that in fact, I'm surprised where companies are also driving into Nigeria. So since she's in Nigeria, she's working with a Canadian company. I think Emeka is working with a company in Scotland. So definitely the opportunities all the way while you are in Nigeria. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, Sultan says, how do you join meetups and where you live? Because he asked in the Snog site, but nobody responded. So I would say for that, it depends. We're trying to make sure that we are opening the meetup up to, beyond Nigeria. Hopefully we can achieve that soon. But, in the Snog, I know that there's a Snog that is for Africa, just one. Hopefully, before the end of the year, there's more participation in there.
Good deal. Do you have any
Okay,
contribution to add for what Demi talked about the jobs in Nigeria? You wanted to say, because we were talking about it initially. So if
Okay,
you had
yeah.
anything to add,
So
okay.
I was hoping to, that we could time box that for at the end, because I was able to find out some partners who have coverage in Nigeria. I think I'll be mentioning like 3. You have Wipro, you have DXC, you have what's the third one? News Info Systems. Some of, I think it's only DXC that has like an office in Nigeria, because they already run SAP as in Nigeria, especially to I spoke with the salesperson, and it means that they are having projects in Nigeria if they could be coming in. So you could look at this. Yes, Kikelama, thank you. She mentioned KPMG and PwC. They use ServiceNow, and they're also in Nigeria. So it means there are options, there are available options. You can always reach out to these people. Always, Deloitte as well. Yes, Deloitte. You can always reach out to them, find somebody in there, reach out to them. It doesn't have to be on the first email that you tell them you're setting for a job, but you can just, speak to them, get to, maybe a virtual coffee date or something, and, talk to them. Please mute your mic. Thank you. Okay. So any other question before we move on? Okay, no other questions. Timmy, you could continue.
Okay.
So I do have a question for you, Timmy. Okay.
Go for it.
So my question would be, as a CTA, what are some common things that you've seen, maybe new developers, like mistakes that they've done that you think one should avoid?
Oh yeah, so for a new developer, basically one of the things that I've seen over time is the ability to not just work like they give you a story and just go ahead and do it, right? So you need to have that confidence to come up and come up with recommendations, right? If they give you a story and you think the requirement is not good, you want to be able to speak out. I've worked with a couple of people. I've worked with people from India, Brazil, Argentina. I've worked on global projects. And I could tell you that the difference that I've seen between Indians, those in Nigeria, and some of the folks in Mexico, in Brazil, is that they pay attention to details, right? And for example, I'll tell you on the call today, we're looking at when a role is if a user is going on vacation, why not delegate approvers? So now there's a client script to delegate those approvers, right? And one of them just suggested like, hey, instead of we using client scripts, can we just let's put this in a system property, make it easier. We don't have to be using client script and all of that. So I'm like, that's a good suggestion. Let's go for it. So those are some of the things that as a developer, you want to be able to start thinking of taking ownership, not, oh, this is the story that they have me to do. I'll just do whatever they say, right? And that is where issues start coming from. You just follow instruction. I mean, if they give you a good story, go ahead and do it. If they give you something that you think, oh, there's a better way to do it, just go ahead and talk about it. So that's one thing that I've really realized. But the truth is that developer is not for anybody. And I could tell you that I started as a developer, and when I joined the team, I'm a developer, and they'll treat you like a developer. They don't want to put you in front of customers. They don't want you to they just want you to just do your job, right? I remember then I used to fight with not fight like fights is I always force myself to be on the client call. I'll tell them, hey, can I join the call? I'm just there just to listen. I won't talk anything. I will just listen and observe. And with that, I really learned a lot. And I won't lie to you, when I started taking architect position, the things I learned those days are what I'm really applying. And I remember the first time I was able to implement it. I can gather a requirement, I can test, I'm all rounder. The architect, I was on a project, the architect went on vacation on 1 month, and now there's nobody to do it. Then now I have to step in and cover up. I was doing the requirement gathering, I was writing the story, I was also doing the development. And they're like, oh my God, this guy is doing all of this. So, but all of this is because the way I learned ServiceNow, I didn't go through shortcuts, right? I went through the pain to really learn. And the way I think is all about what's the best possible way to do this thing. Okay, we are doing it this way. Why are we doing it? Can we do it better? That's the way my brain pattern works, right? So it's always very good when you really want to go into this thing, service now. You want to learn, you want to know your stuff, you want to be confident about what you know, right? And I could tell you that right now, some of the things I'm working on the project right now where my organization says, hey, we want to use your template for other customers and to get new customers. And when I saw that, I was really happy. I'm like, interesting. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, so you guys can see that this guy is doing something unique and they want to implement it for other customers too. But all this come from having the basic understanding of ServiceNow. The truth is you can't just know ServiceNow like just the way Inimeka mentioned. You basically have to know have some personal soft skills. You have to understand what Scrum is to some SLs. You need to know what Agile is. You need to know ITIL, like I said earlier on. And you have to be willing to learn, right? Just see this as a journey, because the truth is that it's not gonna be easy. That's one thing I can guarantee you. But if you can really see it through, it's gonna pay off. ServiceNow is so broad, and I really advise that you want to specialize. So my ABC for a foundation, I know someone mentioned in the chat like, hey, someone that is new, what do I need to do? So the first thing is open a PDI. Tosin will share the link. Second thing is open a Now Learning account. Make sure you have your Now Learning account. Go through the Welcome to ServiceNow course. Go through the admin course. Please, whenever you're doing those calls, you really want to do the labs, the hands-on. You really want to do that. The labs should be your best friend. Break it. If you do not break your PDI, then that means you have not really practiced. Not everybody is going to be a developer. If probably you have project management experience, you don't have to be a developer. There are a lot of roles in service now. You just gotta figure out like, this is my strength, this is my weakness. You just have to be honest to yourself. That total honesty is very important. And that's where you can start determining your path. But apart from you having your PDI, now create, doing the Welcome to Service now, doing the admin course, the other thing you really want to understand is that ServiceNow have different parts. There's the ITSM part, there's the ITOM, there's the SecOps aspect of it. That's where I started. And one of the mistakes I made then, or not really a mistake, was I started learning SecOps and I was not really good in ITSM. I have to go back to go learn ITSM. So ITSM should be one of the basic things that you should know, because everything on ServiceNow is literally built on ITSM. And that's what you're talking about: incident management, problem management, change management, and request management. Honestly, I know some of these things might be like abstract, like what's this guy talking about? But I'm mentioning some of those things is for you to do your research and, okay, I want to understand this thing better. Find someone that you can ask questions. Find a mentor, someone that can walk you through, someone that can guide you through. And okay, I really want to understand this thing. You can, I will share my LinkedIn. You can reach out to me anytime if you have any question. I'm more than happy to help. And hopefully, just for serious-minded people, right? I don't want, if you know that you're gonna waste my time and I figure out you're gonna waste my time, you might see me not responding to you, right? But it's all about if I see this person is serious, I'm more than happy to help and make sure the person is great, right? So, any questions so far?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. All right, thank you so much, Tokwe. So we'll be moving to the next segment, which is the question and answers. Emeka will be taking this. So we have some questions in the chat. Feel free to, ask your questions and everything, please.
Okay, I'll be sending this question to Nemeka. Solomon was asking, he said, I know some of the things that he pointed out here has been answered during your presentation, but I just need to take you some steps back. So he said, this is being presented like you are already grounded in IT. He said, what are the prospects of breaking in for a totally inexperienced person? What are the concrete steps to take? And yeah, I think that's all the questions. So 2 questions here. What are the concrete steps to take, and what are the prospects for breaking in for a totally inexperienced person?
Right. A great question. So, like we talked about, you have to start from where you're at. So you have to have a strategy. So do a self-assessment first. So what's my strengths, right? What's my strength? You have to look at what you're good at, because that would actually help you to say, okay, this is where I can, right? Look at it from. So we'll talk about that kickstart your career in ServiceNow. Kickstarting your career in ServiceNow would actually measure that your strength. So go through, series of steps to look at the career path or journey you can take. The administrator is there, the analyst is there, the project manager. It depends on your background, right? But play to your strength. The reason why we say that is there would be the off season or rainy day. So, but you're there for the long haul. So keeping to your strengths, you're going to always have that as a motivation, as a fuel, right? To keep going, to dig deep. There is that welcome to ServiceNow that follows that career journey or kickstart your career. If you do that, it gives you the basic foundation, the basic. Once you do that, welcome to ServiceNow, then the next thing is you're looking at ServiceNow ITSM, right? Is the foundation or the basic understanding of ITSM. So if you're looking at being a certified implementer, look at implementer for service for ITSM. If you're looking for the next best thing, admin is there, because the admin gets a firm understanding of the platform. If you're looking at you're wanting to be an admin, you want to look at, or rather, as a developer, you want to look at understanding the admin side of things and then the developer side of things. So it's very important. So you can go that route and then get there too as well. There's a lot of other understanding of IT that is there. So foundational, you want to look at ITIL, ITIL Foundation. So understanding how enterprise services are delivered from when they are a strategy all the way to the design, talking about the different programs or projects that they are a part of. You talk about, transition, where you're talking of execution. So depending on which, you can look at how you can deliver the IT service by understanding the concept of ITIL, right? The ITIL concepts or the ITIL framework. It's a methodology that's out there too as well. Then agile methods. You need to understand Scrum is the most popular of the agile methods. There are other agile methods there. So whether it's Kanban, whether it's extreme programming, whether it's text-driven development, whether it's object-driven development, there's a host of so Scrum Ban, right? There are different ones, but Scrum is the most popular of those agile delivery methods. Understand that most projects are not using traditional waterfall or traditional project management. They're using a hybrid approach or the mix of both of them. So you should understand the Scrum methodology there, understand the sprint cycles and your role in it. So you need to understand that and get that concept and get certified in it. Basic understanding is what is important because you will be part of Scrum teams. Uh, and then you not just get the certification, you need to now get the experience. Um, Tammy talked about it too. You need to get the simulation. So most of them come with simulator tasks or tasks there to help you. You need to do those simulations. It's very important because that's your the learning or now learning is going to be there. Then there's your PDI to try and make sure you're breaking it, because you can zboot the instance, you can request it, you can do a host of things on that tool set. Um, you are going to be able to not just do that, you will go and get projects within those certifications or within those learnings that you have. So live projects, apprenticeships, or whatever, or any type of project that is going to actually make use of your skill set. It's very important for you to get it, because the earlier you start to apply that you're learning, the better. If not, you remember, yes, you're going to be able to recall it, but if you don't use it almost immediately, you're almost going to lose most of it. That's just learning. That's just how it is, right? It becomes dormant. That's just it. So it's very key for you to do that. So play to your strengths, right? Play to your strengths is very important, but have a game plan, have your strategy, because if you do that, then you're pretty much going to be successful. And then reach out. There's a lot of people in the industry that are wanting to help. You know, Tosin talked about it. You know, you'll be provided with mentorship. Um, Everyone on the call has actually alluded to it. You're going to do your own homework. If you're not going to put yourself out as being ready, they're going to know from maybe the first meeting or the second one. They can tell, right? If you're passionate, if you're hungry, heaven helps those who help themselves. If you're not ready to need the help, imagine if you're coming, like you're talking with someone, they are the ones that are saying, okay, this is what I need, this is what I have done, right? Then you will see that, okay, it's easier to guide you. It's really, I mean, you can be given a couple of tasks to do or take up. If you don't take a look at it, there's really no way you're going to be able to come back and say, I've tried XYZ thing. Google is a powerful tool there. A lot of people underestimate it. If you put a search query there, search term there, you can continue to refine it. It even gives you suggestion. You have to do your own homework first. You don't just bring the tax there first. That's really all technologies do. They research stuff. They don't have all the answers, right? That's why I always tell people everyone is an analyst first and foremost. You should be always thinking, using that's the difference between us and machines. We use our minds. It's a powerful tool. So we need to be able to continue to evolve, research, do things, right? Query for stuff, ask questions, do reach out for whatever help we need. There are a lot of people wanting to help you. It's a community. Each one of us co-sharing, co-learning within this journey. So if you have done your own bit of it, people helping you is the is almost second nature. So, but that's for a sure way for you to succeed as a newbie, breaking into IT or breaking into service now. That's for a sure way. And I hope with these few steps, you're able to, answer. I'll be able to answer your question. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, just to add to what Enemaker said, the good thing about doing the hands-on on while you're going through those courses on now learning or your PDI is that the PDA that you're using to do these labs hands-on is exactly the same PDI when you start working. So these are things where you can start building your own projects. And when you start interviewing, these are the things that you're gonna demo to show them like, hey, I've done this on my PDI, I did this project, I built this. You can build an application for yourself. You can build an application to monitor your monthly spending. You can build an application to monitor how often you wash your car. You can build an application on how often you call your loved ones or whatever. You can just think of any problem that you think you need an application for. You can build it and you can use that as a demo. The only thing that's gonna be different when you start working is maybe the color of the instance is different, or maybe the company logo is there, but obviously now it's being managed by company and it's a registered instance. It's not just a personal PDA. That'll be the only difference. But the instance structure, everything is gonna be the same. I was talking with Tosin yesterday. I'm like, I wish you can do some demos because now we're talking about instance and a couple of people might be wondering what is instant, what's he talking about. So hopefully maybe one of the next sections they will be talking about doing a deep dive demo showing the ServiceNow instance, now create on PDI, and probably she may also have like a guide on roadmap on the courses that for newcomers what they should go through when they're trying to get into ServiceNow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Timo. So I believe that answers that question because when I came into ServiceNow, I was confused when I looked at the PDI, the first day I loaded it up, and I looked at it and I'm like, what is this? You know, and one thing ServiceNow does is the developer PDI is so choked. Like when you open the filter navigator, there's so much applications there that you are just lost. Like where do I start clicking from? But as time progresses, you begin to get a hang of it. So I want to bring up Atul. Atul is um, Atul is like the first mentor I had in ServiceNow, even if it mentors a lot of people, even without him knowing, because his videos are like on top of the search queries on YouTube, especially when you're looking for, you're stuck in probably something and you're looking for a solution somewhere. And you just put it on YouTube or Google, and then you see the the suggestions that you see Atul's videos. So Atul has helped me a lot in solving a lot of my problems. So I want to bring Atul up, and I want to ask him my own questions and pick some questions as well from the chat box. So if you have a question, you can drop them in the chat, but I'll read them out to Atul just to save us time. So Atul, are you there, please? Atul, can you unmute? Atul, can you hear me?
Sorry, it's for me, right?
Yes, Atul. Yes.
So, sorry, I was on mute. Sorry, I missed out your question. Can you repeat it, please, so that I
No,
can
I've
reply?
not asked any question yet. I was just introducing you to the house. And I'm just bringing you up to share your experience, and then I'll send you the question.
Okay. Yep. So just one thing for everybody, as this is the first meetup happened in Nigeria, and I was typing even in the chat window as well. So if anybody of you find any ServiceNow meetup which is happening online, please join that meetup, because that will build a confidence for you. Like I'm sitting in India, but I'm joining a meetup in Nigeria because I want to hear experience from the different people as well. So in this case, be active on the LinkedIn, try to connect with each other to whom you're following, like Tosin is there or other people are there. Build a connection so that if anybody posting anything, any event is happening either online or in person, try to attend that. That one, the first benefit of attending that, you will getting a more exposure to the service now. Second, you're building your own network as well for your future perspective as well. This is what my one point which I want to be highlight for this particular discussion here. Don't hesitate. Nobody's going to be asked that from where you are joining, who are you. Just be there, listen to the experience, ask the questions, and our work has been done. Or any other question for me, I'm happy to be answered here now.
So the
Thank you,
first
Atul.
question,
Thank you.
somebody asked, is it possible to get a job with ServiceNow without having any certification? And the follow-up question from the same person is what I have in my PDI, the projects I have in my PDI, are they enough to be regarded as an experience for me to get a job?
Okay, so let me try to be answer on this particular part. And I'm very blunt on this particular part because I'm in the ServiceNow ecosystem more than 10 years and industry more than 15 years now. And for the current situation, certification is required to get a job in the market. But it doesn't mean that if you have a certification that you will get a job as guarantee. No. For if you ask me as an individual from Atul Grover, so I'll say that certification is required, but I prefer your knowledge more than your certification. And it is also something coming from ServiceNow that if you're certified, then you are able to work on that particular project of the client as well. That is number one part. Second thing, your PDI projects did not come in the experience criteria. But this doesn't mean that it is a wastage. No, it's not a wastage because if you do anything in the PDI, that means you are learning something and you can show that particular part in your interview as well. That let's say I build a small application for the library management or the parking management or the sports hall booking or the banquet hall booking or the maybe church booking for marriage or some other stuff. So build small applications and then you can showcase that in the interview. See, I did not have a practical exposure or the actual exposure, but I build these applications. And if you have any question on the basis of that, you can ask me that particular front as well. This is the second point. The third point, which is important because in the beginning as well, it says that resources. ServiceNow community is very powerful. Create your account in the ServiceNow community, see what people put in the questions, or if you have any questions that how to be get more work or how to be learn JavaScript or how to be learn ServiceNow, how to be understand CSA, or you have any doubt in any of the topic, please go ahead and write your questions in the ServiceNow community. There's a lot of people like me who are available, who see your question and guide you more and more better way that will help you to build your career as well. But don't lose the hope. The only thing which I ask to my participant as well, that consistency and dedication and determination is required to learn ServiceNow. That is the only key. You will definitely get a job. Once you get a job and once you get experience by working or using the PDIs, answering the people's questions, that will build your confidence and that you can show in the interview as well. That's what my point on this particular part.
So true, Atul, so true. The communities, each one of us, go in there, ask questions, go
Thank
in
you so
there,
much,
answer
Atul.
questions in your skill set. That's very important. You can't underestimate that. You can't underestimate it at all. And then remember, the thing is this: once you have your PDI or Now Learning, it's single sign-on. You're already set up. All you just need to do is to go into it, you click in, then it should take you through or guide you through the steps to go through. So maybe put in, accept the terms and condition, for example, for the develop for either the portal one, so like the community portal, or you go to Now Create, it will take you in. It's single sign-on. Once you are signed up to the Now Learning, the same one ID, the same ServiceNow ID. Use it through all the different interfaces. Yes, use it through all the.
Yep. And also one more thing which people generally ask me in the training as well, that do you have any project which I can build at my side and learn ServiceNow? So this is very simple answer I can give to everybody. There are a lot of projects available in and around you. Might be if you're staying in a society or in a kind of a building, you can take the example of the parking management and make a small app. Don't try to build a very big app or very fancy app. Maybe just one table, two forms, little calculations, little scripting. Your work has been done. Don't think that I want to build a very heavy app which can be go live, people can use. No, that's a wrong assumption because we don't have any experience as of now. Library management, as we say, if you go to any grocery shop, you can create an app for him as well. Your society, if you have society in that you have a community hall, booking of that community hall, you can create one. Swimming pool booking, you can create a small app for that as well. school admission form, school test form. So you can think the use cases in and around you, because in these cases the best part is that you are getting the real-time requirements, and you can think from the multiple perspective, because you're going to work as a business analyst, then you're going to work as an architect, then you're going to work as a developer, and finally you're going to work as a tester as well. So single person playing four multiple roles from the different areas. So this is what my another recommendation on this particular part, that how to learn and what to learn this particular part, you can do your exercises as well.
There's so much to unpack from what Nemeka and Atula said. ServiceNow is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's a continuous learning platform where you could know how to do something today, and in the next 1 month, you want to do the same thing and you just totally forget. And like, I did this thing a month ago, how come I just can't remember? That is because there's so many things going into your head at the same time. So it looks difficult from the beginning. That I'm still learning. Before I joined this meeting, I've been on ServiceNow since morning, because currently working on a project. Right.
Yep.
So,
and
Atula, I need to ask you, what mistakes do you think developers make from the beginning of their projects? The common mistakes that developers make, yeah.
Right. A developer need minimum to minimum ServiceNow is a JavaScript. That is important for a developer to work in ServiceNow domain. I will not say go for the AngularJS or something else. Just learn JavaScript and then start reading or talking or discussing about the concepts of JavaScript concept in ServiceNow, like in the form of the client script, in the form of the business rules, in the form of the flow designer scripting kind of things. But JavaScript is the core and base if you want to become a developer in the ServiceNow ecosystem. This is important.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Atul.
Thank you so much for coming.
I do have a question though.
Yep.
And it's directed at somebody who's here. It's directed at
please.
Daniel. Is Daniel with us?
Okay. Okay, Daniel, please.
Yeah, Daniel is here.
Okay, hi Daniel. I know you're a delivery manager and project manager in the ecosystem. I have a question. What would you say would help one become more successful? Because I know there are people here who don't have like technical, knowledge, but they have maybe experience probably as Scrum Masters, as business, analysts, as project managers. How do you think people like this can, be more successful in the ecosystem?
To be quite sincere, I think I have a very unorthodox perspective about being successful. You really have to look at things from a balanced approach. One, you need to understand, have the knowledge. Two, you need to be able to let people know that you have the knowledge. But most importantly, you need to be reliable. Let people be able to recommend you, because we are gradually in a situation in the ServiceNow ecosystem where it's looking crowded in some ways. And from what I'm seeing, there's so many people coming from next gen program, from different mentorship programs. So it's gradually becoming a situation where somebody inside needs to pull you from outside inwards. That's what I'm observing. And I believe, because of what I tried to do when I was starting my ServiceNow system career, I was constantly asking people, if you are in my situation, if you're starting afresh, what would you do to make a successful career? How would you replicate your current success? Most people told me I need to be vocal. I need to let people know that I exist. So at a particular point in time, you will see I was constantly posting on LinkedIn, showing my certification, talking about some little things I've learned recently on the platform. So because I constantly believe you need to let people know that you are there. A lot of people are too humble, they are too shy. They just feel, once I know the knowledge, that's all that matters. You can be very brilliant, just like most people that come out with first class, they are not usually the most successful people. You need to be able to brand yourself, let people know where you stand, where are you specializing in, what are your strengths. You focus on your strengths, as most of the previous speakers have said. If you are a good business analyst, show it. If you're a good project manager, let people know that that's where you are. So when recruiters are reaching out to you, they are able to focus and see, oh, this person has been talking about this, and it's something that helps in a lot of ways. Sorry about that long. I didn't expect I was going to speak, but
Tosi, let me
Thank
add
you
to
so
just
much.
Tosi,
Great
let me
share,
answer your
great share,
question.
great share, great
Let me
share.
answer your question to Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel, like Tosi previously asked, there are some people here that I believe are not interested in going too technical into ServiceNow. So if you want to stay like in the business analyst part, what do you think is the minimum requirement of what they need to have?
Minimum requirements, a lot of people might have different perspective about that, but I believe first things first, you need to be confident. You need to believe in yourself. As a business analyst, you are like a facilitator. You are constantly looking for problems that people can't even see. That's why they're hiring you, to be able to really find out or to be able to think differently and be able to convincingly let people know what is best for them. So when I came into Canada, I was relatively very shy. I could not speak properly, but I had to kind of work on that over time. I think that's what a lot of us Nigerians face, because there's so much respect culture. So when you come to a country like Canada, it's very uncomfortable calling a 63-year-old woman Nancy, calling her with her first name. You are shy. How will I call this woman that is like my grandmother? How will I call her with Janet, somebody that is almost 60 years old? So those are things you need to kind of find a way to get over. But one quick advice I will say, and I think I've said it, I try to say this as much opportunities I have. And please, if anybody's on the call, if there's one thing you remember, just one thing, please remember, if you are ever in a meeting that you're invited to, please don't allow that meeting to start and end without anybody hearing your voice. It gives a very bad impression about you. It makes people think you are either not confident or you don't know, you shouldn't be there. And you should constantly let people know that you deserve that seat on the table. So that is just my quick advice. Please make sure people hear, even if you need to repeat what somebody has said, repackage what, please say something. Don't just be quiet all through the meeting. It gives a very, very bad impression about you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Over to
Daniel,
you,
you made a very,
Emeka.
oh, sorry.
Okay, sorry, please go on.
Okay, thank you very much, Daniel. You made a very valid point with what you just said. Firstly, about us being very confident when it comes to coming to Canada. Many of us we're doing very well in Nigeria. We're in good organizations, and we find ourselves here in Canada, and somehow we were now struggling to, find a stand in an organization, all because some of us are introverts, extremely introverts, and it takes time for us to build that confidence to be able to, we have the intelligence, we have the certifications, we have all the required skills and qualifications, but that part, which has to do with confidence, is something that goes along with that we need to really work on. And likewise, the contribution on how what ServiceNow will be able to do for us. Like as you said, from what I learned during the Next Gen program, ServiceNow, it's a very wide ecosystem, and it allows people from different whichever area you want to specialize in. ServiceNow will give you that opportunity to be able to specialize in the area that you like to specialize in, either in cloud environment, either in infrastructure environment, in whichever area. ServiceNow will give one the opportunity to be able to specialize in whichever, but the beginning stage, which is the fundamental stage, is actually working on passing the CSA exam, which is something that I know most people are also working on. And this courage, this encouragement, and this advice is something that is really, really appreciated. And likewise, the coming together of these Nigerians and this platform also, I'm sure it will, in one way or the other, contribute to how it will in one way or the other contribute to our success in this journey as well as a Nigerian. Thank you.
Let me just quickly add one little tiny thing, please, before
Thank you, Malala.
I listen. Please, as much as possible, I would like those on the call to take advantage of your speakers, those that are here, because the truth about it is that a lot, you really need to know, do your certification, do the relevant thing, but these people that are speaking to you, they are constantly getting jobs, as in recruiters are constantly reaching out to them. Are you available for this job? Are you available for this job? There's a limit to how many jobs, for example, Nemeka can do. But the next question every recruiter always asks them is, please, do you have somebody to refer us to? Do you have somebody to refer to us that can take on this job? Most of the time, I personally, in my situation, I look around, I do not know who to refer. I'm confused because most of the people that are to come close, they are supposed to be at least, I don't even know the truth is, I don't know how it's difficult to, if you're not close to somebody, you can't recommend the person. So I'm just saying, please, you can expedite your growth rate, your career, by getting close to people that have gone before you. It's not just coming on this call and listening and disappearing. Send them a message on their LinkedIn. Once every month, send them a message. Let them have you constantly in their brain. Let them know your name. If it's possible, get their phone. If it's possible for them to give you their phone number, get it from them, and just I'm not saying be a nuisance, but regularly stay in touch. And I can guarantee you your growth rate will be expedited, because even the Bible says, he who walks with the rich will be rich. He who walks with the wise will be wise. So please take advantage of these networks that you are building in this kind of community. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I would like to say something. Okay, Daniel, I'm here. I'll be buzzing you. This is just to take permission that I'm going to be calling every day, sir. Hello?
I can hear you, sir. Thank you. It's nice.
And
I'm going to
as
be
much
calling
as
in
you
the
want to
morning.
call someone every day, you try to respect their space and their work timeline. So if you're in Nigeria, try to put the fact that you're 6 or 7 hours ahead. So impute that in your routine to call after work, because we all know
Yeah.
Nigerians tend to like go overboard when they try to reach out. So I'm just a point of note.
Anyway, in the
Thank
same
you.
time
I
zone,
think we
so
have
I'll be
somebody
calling
with
every
his
day.
hands raised.
Yeah,
Ayo.
Ayo raises hand here. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ayo.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
can.
can. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, let me start by saying I really appreciate the time you guys have created for the lectures, and the lecture is very, very wonderful. Seeing that how you guys have been transiting from your previous position to your current status now. Actually, my name is Ayu. I'm an intern in Customiso Solutions, and I've been in IT in ServiceNow space for almost a year, and I've been trying to put my hands on projects virtually every day. But my question is this: looking at the job description of ServiceNow, when you want to apply for a job, you see them just writing like they write a lot of JD for you, and you realize that out of like say 10, probably you can do like 3 or 4 or 5 out of them, and you start wondering, how can you apply for a position when they are listing so much JD? And the most funniest thing now is they'll now be telling you with 3 years experience, with 7 years experience. For God's sake, we're just coming from next gen and we are transitioning, and they are asking us 7 years experiences. Where do they expect us to get those things from? And I don't know. I'm just trying to like see how can we as a newbie transition from those JDs into a job?
Nneka,
Great
can you
question.
please take that?
Oh, sure.
Hi,
Great
can I
question.
answer this? Okay,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead. Tosi, go
Can
ahead if
I?
you wanted to. Go ahead, Chief.
No,
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not the one
Hi,
trying to answer. Yeah.
hi. My
Go ahead.
name is Onye Anthony. I'm ServiceNow engineer for Odomo Bank in the UK.
Okay.
So, based on his question, when I was applying, I'm from the litigation and HR background. My first degree was law, then second was HR. So for the job role, after I finished my exams, I just started applying. I also followed a lot of ServiceNow developers and also their recruiters. So I reached out to one of them. A lot of people will ignore you, that's fine, but just reach out, do your own part, and just leave it. If they reply, fine. If they don't. So I reached out to someone. The guy said, apply for this role from my company. I checked the job descriptions. Out of 10, I think I had just two, but I just went ahead and just did it. And one of the requirements I had that was more important was willingness to learn, which I'm ever ready to learn. So I did the interviews. I had three stages of interview, and I passed it. So it was more like they needed someone of senior role, but they gave it to me. I had zero experience in service now, but they saw that I'm ever ready to learn, and also I was bringing my skills in litigation and HR. So what I would advise, if you're applying, spread your CV. Even if it's for senior roles, just spread it. Recruiters will always reach out. If you don't meet the requirement they want, when the one they need, comes, they'll reach out to you. So just apply, reach out to ServiceNow developers, their recruiters. Just keep them. Some of them will not reply, some will reply, but don't lose hope. So that's what I just want to say. Just keep applying. Tell them that you're willing to learn, to adapt to change, and all. So thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
great share.
Can I
Great
add
share,
something
Thank
Oni.
you
to
so
that?
much, Onyinye.
Sure. Go ahead. Thank you, Oni.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. Go ahead. Sure.
Olawale is my name. I'm a
Oh, wonderful.
ServiceNow technical lead in the US.
Oh, good deal.
Welcome.
I actually conduct a lot of interview for entry levels into my team.
Okay.
So really, those 3 years experience, they don't count. If I'm recruiting someone who is new, I know I'm getting an entry level developer. So,
Okay.
but what I look for is that you have the basic understanding of the platform, right? You know what a business rule is, you know what a client script rule is. So those basic, that's what I look for, and your willingness to learn. I don't really care about the 3 years, 4 years experience.
All right.
So my advice is know the basic, so that when you are asked those basic questions in the area you're applying for, you're able to answer. Whoever is interviewing you knows that they are getting an entry level developer, business analyst. They know what they expect of you.
Good deal. Good deal. I like that. So like I said, everybody has spoken well. The whole essence is point of view. What do I mean? The major thing you need to remember is to know your stuff. Look at the job description, right? Everyone here has actually alluded to it. Have the hands-on with your PDI. The only difference between that PDI and the work experience is in your work is branded, right? They are going to be paying service now. Yours is for you to break and fix stuff. If you're not doing the PDI or doing anything or any project or whatever, whether it's for your parking or whatever, you don't have the experience. You can't even speak on interview. You can't do nothing, whether technical round or what have you not. That's just the key there. So, but you shouldn't be the one to shoot yourself in the leg. You definitely have years of experience from other industries. It's not just IT. So my first degree was in HR. Yes, I have a computer associate, but my first degree was in HR. I went back, did business and IT. I'm always, standing on the shoulders of giants. So I've spoken to quite a number of people. So my sister-in-law, Linda, my brother, good luck, Dr. Zach, Mr. Femi, people that have been able to help me, mentor me, right? I connect with people, Daniel, Dari. Hey, there's a lot of sharing. There's a lot of learning. It's the ecosystem. It's not just you, right? but you have to do your own homework to know this stuff. If you know this stuff, they are applying for jobs, right? Everybody knows that you just need a chance, like half chance. So, but you would be the one to be hungry and need it. So let's say you look at the job description, you have maybe three of the role requirements, or 5 of the role requirements, or 7 of the role requirements, even if it's one. But be hungry to go and do the research. Look at what it entails. Look at the applications that it talks of. Go to the PDI, go to community, go and see what is there, so that you can start to get yourself prepped up. Look for what needs to be done, but apply for the job. Apply. If you be the one to filter yourself out, waiting for the perfect time, there will be never any perfect time. So go there and apply for it and be hungry. See, Onye gave us an example. She came with litigation, came with HR background, and yes, they gave her the job, even though it's a senior job. They will give it to you, but they have to see that you're willing to come in there and then fit into their system, right? Come in there, you're fit into their company culture. You're hungry to learn this thing. Come on the ground, hit the ground running. You're able to break it and fix it, because the truth is that there's always an undo button. So nobody is not. It's not like it's healthcare where it's a calamitous thing. No, but are you hungry to learn the thing and apply and try it? Not just note takers. How do you think? Look at the platform. Look at what the platform can do, and then what you come with. You're coming with healthcare experience. You're coming with project management experience. You're coming with civil experience. All this experience count. All these experience count. You're an analyst. Everybody's an analyst. First of, you're making decisions. It's decisions and actions. Right? What are the alternatives? Have a whole holistic system view of the thing. So let nobody fool you. Like don't shoot yourself in the or sell yourself short. Brag about what you can do. Go there. Yeah, I've not done this in this XYZ thing, but this is what it means. This is what it entails. I've done similar stuff that translates or that can be that can align to it. That's all it is. So nobody's giving you the opportunity if you don't give yourself the opportunity first. Go out there, apply. Let them be the ones to filter you and don't call you. But if they do call you, be ready to talk. Be ready to show what experience you have that can be channeled towards that. And that's your being your best version. We're waiting for the opportunity, like they say, being a scout, being ever ready. So once it comes in, you seize on it. You seize on it. So don't get there and say I don't have because you don't have the opportunity, you don't want to apply, or you're looking for perfect projects. Go there. People are there able to mentor you. Look at job descriptions. They can give you tasks to do. Go there. There are sample stories. There are sample projects. Work on those tasks. Those starter stories. Look at your PDI. Do them. Or go there. There are simulators. Those simulators, they might not be written out as user stories. Write them out in the user story formats. Go and complete them in your PDI. It's very important. That's the only way you get yourself prepped out. That's the only way you get yourself into those projects. But be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Very important. Well, great stuff. Kaide, you have a question? Well, great stuff.
No, I just want to add to what you've been saying and all the old masters, architects, and the technical architects. And I see that Atu is here. Emeka is my boss man, so so I just want to add that when it comes to like employment, there are two things you should know. Let's look at what region you are. You have to search for employment based on the region you are and what you can give. And for the last guy that talked about the job descriptions, trust me, even the professionals that have been there for 5, 6 years, they still get confused with the job descriptions. They'll reach out to you, they've seen your profile on Indeed, Dice, or something. They know what you can do, but they will still send you what they have. So it's now less for you to upskill to meet those kind of job descriptions, so that in the future, when they come with that kind of thing, you are ready and you'll be there. Because recruiters are not the hiring managers. They are just people that are trying to make money. So once they reach out to you and you're not coming out positive to what they're trying to get, they move on. So to all the fellow people looking for jobs, God bless your hustle and hope you get something real good soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think there's a particular question in
that's the
the
question I
chat
wanted to
that has
put
come up twice. Yes,
that's the
Emeka,
question
please
from
go ahead.
Odile. Yeah, so we have a question from Ogini. So, backstory here, Ogini did his next gen in 2022. I've known him since then. So I've been in contact with him since then, but he's been having difficulty getting jobs out of Nigeria. So his question here is, he said, I have the CSA and CAD, did next gen, and I've been in the ServiceNow ecosystem for more than 2 years. I've done everything you can mention to get a job, but getting a job from here in Nigeria has been very difficult. What do you think I need to do differently to get a job?
Justin, let you help us here, please. Because the only thing is to look for, like I would say, go in there, look at the companies that have this on offer. If you have those partner companies that have, the geography or region, like, EMEA region, especially in Africa, I know for a fact South Africa, Kenya, and then some others have, some offices around, Nigeria. They might not be all doing uh, uh, just ServiceNow. They might have ServiceNow as part of, what they offer. They have SAP, they have others. Try to see what they do have, because it's all within that same technologies. You should be able to find those that have coverage and give you the opportunity. um, some of them might look at, because of the region, they don't have an office. If you can get one that can give you, a mentorship, or or internship that you can work off of Nigeria, that's fine. Or some of them might give you, and then you will be supporting a different office, like maybe a Canada office, or you're supporting a South Africa office, whichever it is. But go out there and don't stop. Be consistent. Like, don't give up. That's the point. The point is, it can be exhausting, but you know the destination you're going to, or you know that it's continuous improvement. You're not going to stop until you get that opportunity, because one break is all you need just to get there. Because from there, you're finishing that project, you're able to get onto the next. You're able to get onto the next. That's for a fact. But Tosin will be able to shed more light in there, because it's very important. At least she has listed, three that she, knows, she has even talked to, um, and then see if it comes with internship, and then getting on her own kind of program, yeah. Or, you get whatever, upskilling that you need, and then maybe get on a contractual basis to help on projects, whichever way. But get into the ecosystem. That's really it. Get into the ecosystem. But that's also my 2 cents. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nemeka. So I will round up the kind of session with saying this to Ogini. Like everyone has said, keep reaching out. And the thing is, I mean, you don't have to look for like you know, yes, you have experience. You can always start from somewhere, get your foot in the door. For me, I had to, get into an internship. Definitely, if I wanted to go into the job market, I would have been saying, okay, maybe entry level and all that. But I had to go, there to be able to get the experience I needed. And I would say keep reaching out to them. And for example, like the program we have, it's not open to Africa yet, but we are hoping to extend it now, maybe in the near future, to have it open to people from Nigeria who are based in Nigeria, right? So that you can get the work experience you need and, have less of this issues of, you don't have the work experience or implementation experience or project experience that, recruiters are always looking for. So I would say continue to reach out. It's not the end of the road. It's really not the end of the road. Okay, so to the next part, Emeka.
Okay, so this next part, this is not my design. So ServiceNow released this earlier this year. So this is the growth projection of ServiceNow in the next 5 years. So these are 5 years outlook. So they say this is a 5-year career journey of the future that's changing headcount. So what you are seeing here is not money, it's the number of persons that they believe will be coming up, number of job openings for application developers. So they're looking at 231K of application developers that will be needed in the ServiceNow ecosystem. And you can see what is needed for you to the JavaScript, problem solving, user interface design, technical project manager openings, 145K. This is worldwide. You know, when Nameka was doing his presentation, he made mention of IT openings in the US, over 1.76 million. So that's a lot. So ServiceNow being a part of that number as well. So all the way down to the implementer 91K, sysadmin 90K, business process analyst 87K. So Daniel said the space at the moment looks choked, but when the adoptions get wider, the way it's being projected, that will be absorbed in no time. So more opportunities is going to come up. So if you've been trying and you've not gotten a job, does not mean you won't get a job next year. At the end of the day, if you apply for 10 jobs and they give you 10 employments, you can only choose one. You can't work the 10 jobs at a time. So it's only one job for you part time. Even if you are doing contract, there's a limit at which you can do. So seeing the growth projection of ServiceNow is being adopted massively worldwide. The adoption is mind blowing. So keep.
Sorry, we can't see your screen. If you are sharing,
no,
we can't see the screen. Sorry, I just want to.
Can you see what she's showing?
For real? I can see the progression, but if you can't, you can actually, unshare and start to share again. But we can see it. I don't know if it's just you.
So this projection at the end of the day has everything for everyone. If you are technical, you can go through the application and technical project manager side, implementers as well. The BC, business process consultant as well, it's 7K. So if you're not very technical, you still have a part in the growth projection. So that brings us to, so Tosin made the mention of Wipro, Infosystem and DXC, the partners, ServiceNow partners. These companies don't just implement ServiceNow, they implement other cloud solutions as well. So it's not just ServiceNow. So if they are not implementing ServiceNow for now in Nigeria, does not mean they will not be doing so in the near future. At the end of the day, just for a company to show interest in adopting it, and they'll come in to have all those done. So I'll be handing this back to Tosi, and thank you all for listening.
Thank you all. And as we come to the end of the meetup, what's next? We'll be having another meetup session very soon. And this time we would advise, Emeka, please, can you post it in the chat? The Welcome to ServiceNow module. If you don't have any ServiceNow experience, just go through that module because some of the questions will be, quizzing you on will be that, and there'll be prizes to be won. And we would also be holding a physical meetup, or we'll call it a hangout, very soon. That'll be before the end of the year. Open to see most of the faces in Nigeria, except you want to buy flight ticket and come see us, no problem. Okay, so and please join the link. We have a LinkedIn group. We would also be sharing the WhatsApp group in there. We have some links all over here. You can connect with people on LinkedIn. It's always great to connect. There is nobody who can do anything alone, and ServiceNow really taught me that, if you're someone who you can always work on your own, you are able to, do things, just get things done. ServiceNow might not be your forte. This is somewhere that when you come in, there are people you can always reach out to. You're not alone on your journey. So whatever you're facing, even technically, whatever it is you're facing, somebody has faced it before, because it's just the technology is a system. So please feel free to reach out to all the the speakers, the commenters, everyone. Please, you can put your LinkedIn in the chat if you like to link up with other people. And I hope that the next meetup we have, which will be virtual, the third one will actually be a physical one. And we hope you're able to come here again. We'll be having more speakers. We'll be having, hopefully we can have like a demo for the next one where you're going to learn more about, ServiceNow. And we can't wait to see you again. All right, everyone. So thank you for coming. We say thank you to Emeka.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you to Tammy. Thank you, Dre. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Wale. Thank you to my co-organizers. Thank you, Emeka. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Bosun. Thank you, Tokpet. I can't mention all the names, but yeah, thank you, Salton, for joining us from South Africa. We hope to have more people here. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Ogini. Thank you, Assumpta. Thank you, everyone. And even those from the Customizo team, Ayola, Dami is here, Koye Joy is here. Thank you all so much. And we hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Namita.
Bye.
Bye all.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Oh, Tosin, sorry, this is Sarah. Have we got, I can see you're recording it. Have we got the recording somehow? Are you going to share
there'll be
that?
recording. Yeah, we'll share the link. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Great session. Really good to see the
Bye.
first one. Okay.
Oh,
Bye.
Yeah, thank you,
Sarah.
Sarah. Bye.
Yeah.
Sarah is here.
Hello, is
Yeah,
that
she's
Daniel?
here.
Yeah, I can see her. No, Sarah.
Hi, Daniel. How are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. So well done, team. Well done, Emeka, and every one of you who's done this. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.